When the temperatures change, the water content of the foods that are available changes. Like in the summer, you have watermelons and rock melons and honeydews and real high water content, about 93%, just like the brain. When we thump the old melon, maybe that's just what we're doing. You know, and as the seasons begin to cool, the water content in the foods that come into season and are ripe, the water content goes down. All of a sudden, as it starts to cool, there's apples and carrots and pears and different things that are available. And then as it gets colder, hard squash and legumes and nuts and seeds are ready and available to take you through the winter months. And so the hard squash, and the things that grow under the ground, any of them actually, it's been discovered, just like they understood anciently, that you can heat those things. And even though certain nutritional components are no longer active in that, the things that are critical to the signature message of it electrically to the cells are. And so it's okay to have a crock pot in the winter months or when it's cold, and to have beans and lentils and dried things in there, and you're not going to create chaos and disease in the body. And so it's really kind of an interesting notion as you move all through this. And you're talking to a guy that's been an experimenter with food and fasting and different things for, I don't know, 5 or 6 decades. And I was a raw foodist for about 20 years and stayed away from dairy, raw milk and yogurts and, cheeses and things. And then as you start moving through that and start observing and working with people who have certain conditions and what is going on, all of a sudden you realize, this is simply a belief system I've been following and not the reality of the human experience. And so then you start to get clear and you go back to some of these cultures that had wisdom in all of this, and they're spot on. They're just right on the money. They knew what they were doing. They'd figured it out a long time ago. They were a lot closer to nature and themselves and the things around them than most of us could ever be in our present society. They observed. They saw.